I'm at the Dornell wind farm in the Scottish Highlands. Now, renewable energy is cheap and it is getting cheaper. And unlike England, Scotland built rather than banned onshore wind. In fact, Scotland has already achieved clean energy abundance, producing the equivalent of 113% of Scotland's gross electricity consumption from green power sources. So why is it that despite building much more cheap renewable power, Scotland still has the highest electricity prices in the world? Well, part of the answer is here. Dornell Wind Farm has this year already been paid nearly 15 million quid in constraint payments. That is, they're paid to switch off because the local grid can't take the power, as potentially they are now. And it's not alone. The cost of doing this across the country has gone up to over £1 billion and will be over £4 billion by 2030. So what's the solution? Clearly, we need grid upgrades so we can use more of this electricity, but there's also something fundamentally broken in our energy market. At the moment, we have a national electricity market with one wholesale price across the entire country, regardless of what's produced where. This makes the system woefully inefficient and energy as a whole much more expensive than it needs to be. That's bad for people, bad for businesses. It wasn't always like this. Back when Britain was the world's energy superpower in the industrial age, steel mills and factories would locate next to coal pits so that they could benefit from cheap local fuel, cutting out the costs of transporting coal up canals or railways. And today, countries like Sweden and Norway use the same logic but with a modern twist. They use local pricing for electricity, and that's how they're attracting tens of billions of investment in new steel manufacturing and in big data centres, close to where their energy supply is. If we moved to local pricing in the UK, it would save us £2 billion across the system right away by making it more efficient. It would cut bills across the country, but especially here where I am. Scotland would go from having the highest bills in the world to amongst the lowest in Europe. So, cheaper household bills for people nearby, which by the way would make them less likely to want to block the things that we need to be built. And it would lower energy costs for industry. Imagine Nissan Sunderland plant benefiting from wind turbines in the northeast of England, or new AI data centres setting up shop here in the Highlands to make use of some of the cheapest electricity in Europe. If you think that this sounds like a good idea, then join our campaign today.